Nakure Consolata. I'm the project manager for the program called Data Acceleration Program. And I would rather just jump right into this and ask Ms. Kunda. Esther, is she here?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Esther Kunda, and I'm in charge of innovation and emerging technologies at the Ministry of ICT and Innovation. And I'm so happy to be here this morning. And thank you for ICT Chamber for the invitation for this breakfast. Maybe a quick reason why I'm here. A while back in 2020, we started discussing within the ministry how we can use data as a driver for policy making, right? And I know most of you are in the private sector, but then we said if we build a whole project around this, when we build data capacity and capabilities within government to be able to do most of these things, then it should be able to benefit also the private sector. And in some of the ways that we wanted to see this benefit was, one, having capabilities for some of the companies to be able to do data processing, data analysis, and really being able to provide these insights. But the other most important thing was to be able to have companies, and companies like yours, use data to drive your business, right? So here that means that if you have a tourism company, how can data give you insights on what's the best season, when do you need to reduce your rate, which customers usually come to you, or where are the new opportunities, etc. And we believe, and hopefully we hope these are some of the things that would be able to help you grow your companies, export your businesses, and really continue to employ as many people and as many Rwandans as possible.
The Private Sector Data Acceleration Program, as Esther already mentioned, is a program that is being implemented and done by at least 4 institutions that are very active. That is Semfree Rwanda. There's ICT Chamber, which is leading the private sector part and doing the implementation of the private sector part. And then MasterCard Foundation, who are our funders, and of course the government of Rwanda under the Ministry of ICT. In this program so far, we have 4 main sectors that we are looking at. We do have retail, agriculture, education, and tourism. These are our top sectors, but they are not our only sectors. Every other sector is important to us, but as a program, right now we are mainly looking at the 4 sectors that are here.
For a company to be a data-driven business, we have 3 main capabilities that we have put in place. We have people, process, and technology. These are the main capabilities that we are considering in our data maturity assessment, whereby we look at the people. When we look at the people, we look at the skills or laws, responsibilities that are in the data producing company, whereby we see the team, the skills, if the team is ready to write and read the data, or even analyze and find some insights from the data. Here we look at, does the company have data analysts, business intelligence analysts, all the required roles in the company. On the side of the process, we also look at the framework methodologies that are required to collect, analyze, and utilize the data in the organization. When we talk of the process, we are looking at the data strategies, if there is like a long-term plan that defines how data is being collected, being analyzed, processed. So on this part, we are really looking at the processes. On the side of the technologies, we are looking at the tools that are used to collect, to analyze, to process the data. This is really looking at the systems, infrastructures that are required to collect, process, and analyze the data.
This is a project on enabling you to use your data more effectively to drive your business decisions. And practically how that works is as follows. So we start off by understanding the sector and the business model. Data without purpose is useless. You can collect as much data as you want. If you don't know what question you're trying to answer with that data, then you're just wasting your time and resources. I think those of you that have worked in data, you know that the number of questions that you can ask and the ways that you can analyze data is infinite. So it's very important to understand what are you trying to achieve. And to answer those questions, you need to understand the business model and also the sector that obviously the business operates in. So we work with you to understand that. Then the next thing that we do is we discover and we access the data. So usually it's a small sample just to get a feel of what data does the business collect, how can that inform the key business model decisions. We do exploratory analysis to evaluate the data quality, and then we also propose remedial actions. So what can the business do, what can the IT team implement to improve the data quality that the business collects. You're all familiar with the saying garbage in, garbage out. If your data quality is poor, then the decisions that you can make on it is very limited. We then do a first round of analysis. This is typically just high-level descriptors. And then we triangulate those results with what we see coming out of other public data sets. For instance, the work that we did with the 1 Acre Fund, we looked at their client base and did some work on repayment modeling. And then what we can do is we can compare their client base with what comes out of the NISR's surveys on the agricultural sector. So there you can see, like, as a business, you have the core data that you collect that's specific to your enterprise, but then there are other data sets that gives you a context of how the sector works that you're operating in, and then you can do some comparative work with that. Where possible, we merge with other relevant data sets. This is less relevant sometimes for our private sector work, but with our public sector work, we work with the government of Rwanda to access different data sources from different entities, and then we can triangulate some of those results. As an example, Mahesh, I see you are here from Diego. Welcome. It's good to have you here. So we work with Diego and with Rura on some of the moto in the transport sector. And this is where we then take different data sets to get a broader picture of what's happening in the market. Once we've done that merging, we do the next set of analysis. So this is an iterative process. We do our first set of analysis, we go back to you as the business, and we say, this is our findings. And we test things with you, right? Because we may come with the technical expertise, but you know your business. Again, if the data doesn't answer business questions, it's useless. So we work with you, and then we also start working with your team. So depending on your IT capacity, we like to work with the team at the business to figure out what are the key questions that we need to answer and where we should go deeper. As I mentioned, our program also has a strong public policy focus, and then where relevant, and where the private sector gives us permission, we then use that data to go to the government and say, we think XYZ policies or regulations should change.
I think it's a pleasure joining you, and just in my remarks is just to thank you. Looking at the session itself and some of the objectives and the few minutes we've spent together. If I say I thank everyone for the participatory session, there is an interrelatedness in all we do, what we do here as tourism, agriculture, transport. But again, we have a great propeller, if I would dub ICT. They are great enablers into what we do to maximize not only efficiency, but as well become innovative. So thank you, CEO Alex, and the Senfree team, and our team members involved, but also our stakeholders like MasterCard Foundation.
We really want to engage and make sure that the quality of service, but also our businesses are growing, and they are growing the right way. Yeah, and we're growing together. You contribute 10+% to GDP. We also want to grow with you in the tourism sector and the transport sector. So let's see how do we work together. And yes, the quarterly engagements, we're ready for them. Exploring in the tourism schools, we're also open and ready for these, because we understand that we need, we're building a knowledge economy. And to build a knowledge economy, the first thing is knowledge. So skills, and that I think is going to be very important. Thank you for your time. Thank you for waiting for us and for being here early and staying all the way. Have a great weekend. Enjoy yourselves and see you next quarter.